coach in the country, and Brian Metz. So we kind of thought going in he would transition like he has, and he's just putting down his head and working. I'm really pleased. Again, I think right now he's thinking about, okay, what do I have? I see the signal, okay, what do I have again? Right? Because it's new terminology, new signals, and then the next step's going to be, okay, how do I get that job done? And then that last piece, hopefully we can get there, is, okay, why am I doing this? How do I fit into the concept? Yeah. No, I'm really proud of how Bennett, reacted. He couldn't play on Saturdays, but every day he went to work and going up against Shaq and JT and the boys down at, the scout team. I think a lot of people would have tucked their tails and ran. And again, it's a credit to how he was raised with Bill and Sandy and the coaches he's been around. I think Bennett handled it well and developed.
Is he a guy that you think can help you this year?
Yeah, I hope. That's why he's here. He's here to be the best tight end in the country, period. That's why he come to Ohio State. I don't care if it's Bennett or Jace or Will or whoever it is. The guys I recruit, you come here to be the best tight end in the country. That's my expectation for him and everyone else in the room. Sure. Yeah, it's been awesome, to answer your question. It's been really neat because the offense hasn't changed, right? This has been Coach Day's offense and Chip Kelly's offense is the same offense. It's kind of neat going back to the roots and the origin, maybe understanding a new twist or why he called it how he did. And it's been great for the tight ends. I'll leave it at that, not to get too much in the scheme, but we've definitely benefited, and me personally, learning every day. Yeah, I think, Austin, that's a great question. I hope not, right? I think the energy was still there with a guy like Cade. Now, again, it might have been, like I said earlier, Austin, it might have been, the 3,000 level course with Cade because he's ran that play for 4 years before I got him. Right now, it still might be the what do I got to do? And yeah, I mean, I hope the guys feel that the energy's picked up because the urgency has. I mean, number 8's not in the room anymore. Great, we're going to play somebody in a couple months. Right, and there's got to be a tight end out there. Hopefully it's 2, hopefully it's 3 tight ends out there. So hopefully they feel the urgency's picked up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to put it all on G, right? But again, the leaders drive the culture. Now, whether it be G or whether it be Pat, who's been here for a long time and played a lot of football, or whether it be Will, came in and say, no, this is what it should look like. I mean, I want those guys to take it and run with it. On Saturdays, I'm in the box. I'm not cutting off the C gap. It's got to come from them. Now, again, my job as a coach is to make them hear things they don't want to hear, push them to do things they don't want to do. So I'm certainly going to do that at times, and I'll keep doing it. But they've done a great job of driving the culture.
You guys were kind of young last year. Now to have Chip with that experience, is that kind of like what you guys have with Kevin?
Some similarities. I think the comparison is that we're talking about Kevin Wilson and Chip Kelly are two of the brightest, minds in offensive football in the last several decades. So I think there's some similarities there. But yeah, I think it's allowing Coach Day maybe to delegate, to Coach Kelly and let him be the best version of himself. And Coach Kelly's been an awesome leader, right, of driving us and listening and providing input. So it's been great. I don't know if it's exactly like it was with Coach Wilson, but it feels great however it is right now.
What would be a
I don't remember exactly what, the expectation was he was going to help contribute. And certainly we wanted him to contribute from the jump and keep him in there contributing. The game kind of started off, not ideal. And we had Cade in there, and that was his last game as a Buckeye. So we felt comfortable riding out with him. But I think Jelani and everyone else is kind of focused going forward. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's definitely takes that forward for sure.
If you are painting an ideal situation for the fall, what does the depth look like in terms of how many guys you trust?
I think I got 6 seats in there, so 6 of the toughest dudes on the team. I'm not trying to just give you the coach speak, but I mean, however it shakes out. Hopefully we could play 13 personnel, 14 personnel, and I got guys out there that are going to go wreak some havoc. But I don't know. They're going to make that sorted out. Right now, I'm worried about whatever Thursday's practice being the toughest dudes on the field.
Are you seeing enough of that to feel comfortable saying that can happen by fall?
Yeah. I mean, we're taking strides. We'll see by the end of spring, and then hopefully fall camp. It's a long ways away from wherever we play week 1.
What's it been like for you to have more role on special teams this year helping out with
Yeah, it's been great. Punt return and kick return, and getting to coach other positions too, right? I mean, special teams comes down to technique and effort, right? And that's the ultimate test of brotherhood. And no one signed up to be a Buckeye to be on punt return. They want to be first round this, first round that. So it's been awesome getting involved in that.
Caleb got to return some punts last year at Alabama. Has he gotten back there at all?
Oh yeah, we're working quite a few guys back there. We got some options, so that'll be fun.
You guys were thinking about putting some Rodgers maybe have a bigger role. What does he give you guys?
I mean, he had more time, right? Just because we have that whole month of kind of December for development, and the bull prep's a lot like spring ball, and that he has those 3 or 4 weeks, to get the reps that he wasn't getting during the year because Cade was taking them. Yeah, I think good. I think it just shows that, next man in, we trust you fully. Cade couldn't go. No one batted an eye. It was G, then it was Pat. Period. We called their offense. There's no modified offense or anything like that. So to put our trust in him, he went out and made a lot of plays. And both those kids played really well. I think that helps the confidence for him and us. Really good.
When you look at G now, and this would be a facetious question maybe, but you see a tight end. You understand what I'm saying? From a couple
Yeah, I
years
see
ago,
tight end.
years ago he was he moved over from wide receiver and all this kind of stuff. What just jumps out at you about what he brings to the tight end spot, I guess?
Yeah, I know what you're asking, Tim. I promise you, I never it's in the tight end room. I didn't say, but he's a receiver playing tight end. He's a tight end. He's a tight end, so he's gonna be graded like a tight end, treated like it. So I never really.
But like Kevin talked about when they first made the move, you want to get this guy some confidence playing tight end, meaning I'm not going to say against lesser opponents, but having some success out there, like in the run game, the blocking aspect of things and stuff. He seems to have progressed big time from that. I mean, do you feel that way too?
Oh yeah. He's gotten way better. And again, that practice, if he's on the left side, he's against JT. If he's on the right side, he's against Shaq. So I mean, this is Ohio State. You're playing against the best every day. So yeah, he's definitely progressed.
Do you think that collaborative effort you guys are having on special teams, do you think that's benefiting you guys in terms of just, how you're coaching that phase of the game?
Yeah, I think so. Dan, as far as ownership goes, right? I'm not saying I wasn't invested last year, but shoot, I'm punt return and kick return. I mean, that's Coach Hartline and I's product out there. And if there's not tight ends all over those units, and they're not going to play tight end at Ohio State. And I bet you Hartline feels the same way about the receivers. So as far as the buy-in from the staff, heck yeah, for me at least speaking, for myself.
When Coach Day brought that up, what did you think about that change? And number two, what has he told you he wants that he wasn't getting from special teams a year ago?
No, he never told me anything about last year. It was all about, okay, how can we be? This is again Ohio State.
Yeah.
Whatever, the janitorial staff's supposed to be the best in the country. The tight end coach better be the best tight end in the country. Same thing with quarterback. Same thing with punt return coach. I'm the punt return coach. I should be the best one in the country. So I got to work with Coach Hartline and Coach Keys and everyone else, learning the scheme and techniques, and now we got to put on the field.
But do you find yourself studying punt returns
Oh, yeah.
like NFL teams and things like that? I mean, how are you doing your prep work, I guess?
Oh yeah. Coach Hart, Coach Keys, Jinx, Gunner, and I mean, we locked ourselves in a room for a week there, and I don't think I did any offense. So,
Do you already have pretty good knowledge of the return game, or did you have to start from scratch?
No, there was no starting from scratch, Dan. I mean, it's all ball, and that's the coolest thing about special teams is if you're on special teams, it's going to make you better tight end. It's going to make you a better DB or running back, and it's like the technique and everything like that. I think I had pretty fair foundation, and then maybe some tweaks, and kind of we have to decide what our identity is going this season. Oh yeah.
Where do you see his development, and what trust did you, I guess, what kind of trust did you have in him?
Yeah, I think he proved it on special teams because he played on special teams before he played offense, and then just reps at practice again against blocking the best linebackers in the country. It doesn't matter if you're a 5-star or if you're a walk-on, but to that point, I think sometimes there's a mentality of, but he's just a walk-on. That does not exist with Pat. It went out the window. They started once he started playing.
Does that help coaching your room? Tell guys, like, here's the guy that's playing right now, who's having stars, high school.
Oh, yeah.
Does that help you?
Oh yeah, they know. I think everyone in my room knows, and guys I talked to on the recruiting trail. Cade went down, and it was G, and then Pat was right in. I didn't bat an eye. I'm gonna put the toughest dude out there who goes the hardest. Right? I don't care if you're from Ohio, your dad's a Buckeye, if you're a walk-on or a 5-star, whatever's gonna help us win.
With the Marion Max, not here yet, obviously.
Yeah.
Can you still work with them from afar? How does that kind of look right now?
Yeah, we can. I mean, with Max and Toe, it's FaceTimes, and it's encouraging them to get here and watch practice so that when they get here right after graduation, we can hit the ground running. But yeah, as much prep work as we could do on the front end with, sending them tip sheets and that sort of thing. With technology nowadays, COVID, we had to do it. So yeah, we could get to work right now.
Two more questions, folks. With the special teams question, the collaboration that you guys have with 3 people in one room. How does that work semantically, where you guys are all putting your heads together to get one idea? Just how does that play out in the room?
Yeah, luckily, it's Coach Hart and I, and that guy. We see each other every day for the last 8 years, and luckily I worked 4 years with him. So that's so organic. Hart and I just kind of bounce each other thoughts off each other. We could read each other's minds by now. I think that's how close we are. So it's really organic in there. And then Coach Keys does a great job of kind of setting the direction, giving us some expertise, and we just kind of have a flow off each other.
Obviously, the guys react to that when you're coaching.
Yeah, I think they like it because the accountability. Again, if my tight ends aren't on punt return or kick return, they're not playing tight end, and you know that. So I think across the board, it gives us a platform to coach other positions.
In a time when the transfer is so big, a guy like G caught multiple times in what does that do to the room? To have a guy who's a leader, so steadfast, like I want to stay here, make that happen.
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes. You hit the nail on the head, not just for G, but for the brotherhood. I know it sounds cliche, and people read it on Twitter and kind of roll their eyes at brotherhood. Why do you think the entire defense came back? For the brotherhood. We got 2 goals here. We haven't done them since G's been here. He hasn't hit his 2 goals, so he stayed for the brotherhood. So I think it speaks volumes for G as a leader in the room. But also, you look around our roster, how many guys could have either left for other opportunities in the portal or in the NFL. So I think it speaks volumes to the brotherhood.
Is it different at tight end? Portal maybe for some positions, it's such a development position as tight end, where you have to develop run blocking, you have to run the passing game. Is it different trying to keep kids around maybe in the portal area?
Yeah, maybe it is, and I haven't really thought about that because it's still so new. I think you got to be so honest in recruiting, right? If you think I'm going to walk into a living room and say, "Come be my starting tight end next year," you're crazy. You're crazy. Now, come prepared and get to work before you get here, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to. Again, to your question earlier, I don't care if it's a senior or a true freshman. If you can play, you can play, period. I can't wait. Give me a true freshman who can play tight end. This is Ohio State. You got to block Jack and JT, and then you're dog-tired. Next play, you're getting covered by Downs and Lathan and all those guys. Are you kidding me? Is this NFL? No, it's Ohio State, right? So, yeah, I think it's a little bit different, but you got to be honest on the front end.
Keenan, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.